Hi there again, everybody. Welcome back to Prestige Auctions. It's auction aftermath time. This was for the auction that took place yesterday, which was the 19th of July, 2025. If you're watching this one in the future and you're just trying to get an idea of prices, what things were back in the day, well, of course, it was another interesting auction. Thing about yesterday's auction, it wasn't as big as normal. 1,030 odd lots, I believe it was, which some people were stating, I don't know what happened to this place, it used to be busy and all the rest of it, dear me. 1,030 lots is still a lot of lots. We started off this business 8 years ago at 550 lots a week, and we used to think that was a lot. We've now done up to 1,500. Why is it quiet at the minute? Well, let's just cover this off very quickly. The reason it's quiet at the moment, it's the same. If you look at our auctions year on year, this time of year, the lead up to the kids' summer holidays always quietens down. And I think this is because probably people that supply us with the jobs are on holiday or thinking about holidays or thinking about doing stuff with the grandkids. The solicitors maybe are off on holiday and all that sort of thing. So there are certain things that make the auction room quiet. The auction room gets a bit quieter at this time of year and on the run up towards Christmas, or just after Christmas as well, between Christmas and New Year. That's normally when things quieten off, and it's all relates to the same thing, holidays. So we're not too worried about it. We're busy again over the next few weeks, so we may just have a few auctions that are around 1,000 lots, which is fine, absolutely great. But there was 1,000 lots in the auction, and I've got to say, most of the staff sort of looked at the auction this week and was like, can't really see much in there. There was the nice moped at the end and stuff like that, but actually, it turned out to be not such a bad auction. Lots of people turned up for it. I can tell you there was loads and loads and loads of people turned up for viewing, and commission bids were very, very strong this week. So lots and lots of commissions on the book. And of course, people would have seen there would have been the odd not sold and stuff like that. Well, of course, a lot of those get picked up after the auction as well. So it's not always necessarily going to be a not sold. So anyway, let's have a look at what was in the auction. Here we go. So we started off it was quite slow to start off with. There's plenty of people in the room, but the sort of stuff that we're selling, like these sculpture figures and things, the Disney teapots and things. But this one, I said in a video that I featured in the week, which is a new video we're going to be doing, sort of trying to find value in the auction. I think I did about 30 something quid, I think it was. They're selling for 60, 70. Turns out it's from the Mario thing. So, and stuff like this was selling okay as well. Clocks were selling okay. The resident boat buyer had his hand up again for this one. I think he got it about £68, something like that. So there was a few pounds for that one. And this was the little surprise as well. I think this was it 70, 80, 90 quid, something like that, for the little carousel and desk lamps and things. Now, there was a desk lamp in a box this week. Now, I try and give you some tips on how to make money and things from auction, but there was a desk lamp in a box this week. The box made less with the desk lamp in, full of other stuff as well, than this one did on the front shelves. So where would the answer have been? Buy the box cheap, put the desk lamp back in, double your money. I mean, come on, guys. There are so many ways to make money from an auction room, especially a general sale auction like us, where we're dealing with house clearances. Boxes of elephants. Oh, I've pressed the wrong button. Boxes of elephants and things were selling. And then we got onto these Chinese games. I think we've seen these in the auction room once before. And these sort of things. I think they was making sort of £6 or £8 each, something like that. Again, not loads of money, but they were selling. We sold the wigs and things, and again, there was lots of little bargains around in the auction this week that people could pick up and maybe make a few pounds on. These whiskey bottles, they always sell. If you ever see these kicking around, in charity shops for a couple of quid or whatever, they are out there. People like to save the twos and ones in them. And various bits of change. So, they're always a good thing to pick up if you can get them cheap enough and then stick them in the auction. They're always going to do 10, 12 quid, something like that. So you can maybe triple your money. We got onto the trains and things this week, and as you can see here, the train. Oh, sorry, just before that, the Globe, £32. I think that made. They've dropped off a bit, so don't be chucking loads of money out looking at these if you see them anywhere. They were making 50s, 60s, and 70s. They're now down to 30s. So again, the demand has dropped off for those, so don't be jumping, throwing loads of money at them. We had the guys' little train collection in this week. And when you look at this lot, there were some interesting bits and bobs, nothing sort of high end. And of course, we had Traingate this week. So, of course, those 2 trains there got stolen. Anyway, as we go here, we've got this Hornby train controller thing there, and when we got onto these, all sorts of different train collectibles, and they always make a few quid because they've got such a good resale market. If you can buy this stuff cheap, it's hard to buy this stuff cheap, I've got to say, because lots of people recognise that it's worth a few quid. So when it comes to buying that stuff, then get it bought. Somebody bought all the shoes, all the high heel shoes, which was great. And there was money, good bids around for this sheepskin coat. So, people were trying to buy this stuff. And, again, you might be able to find that cheap on a jumble sale or whatever, or the church sale. Then, buy that stuff cheap if you can. Stuff that was on the cabinets this week was okay. There was nothing major in there. There was little bits and bobs and bids around. People was in buying 1 or 2 bits of costume jewellery, and the Harrods soaps there sold from yesteryear, and there was money for the scissors. Then we got onto the coins, of course. Well, the coins and silver and things in the cabinet this week were a little bit interesting. There were some nice things, some silver coins. Now, don't take this as financial advice, but silver I can only see going up at the moment. There's been announcements about it being used into new batteries and goodness knows what else, and silver price is going up. So, people get hung up on this, and I've heard it for many, many years. They'll go, oh yeah, well, I don't want to pay more than scrap. Okay, but why not? If you'd have paid more than scrap 5 years ago, you'd have tripled your money. This is what you're looking at. The metals just seem to be going up and up and up. Yeah, there are risks. They can come down, but they're quite minimal on silver because silver's quite low value. I mean, sterling silver at this moment in time, as we met this video, is 77 pence a gram, and 77 pence a gram against £29 a gram or whatever it is in gold. So 77 pence, it's a lot easier to get into buying some silver and investing in it than it is to getting into some gold. And if you'd have been buying it 5 years ago at 30 odd pence a gram, or 30 or 40 pence a gram, whatever it was then, you'd have been, nearly doubling your money. And in fact, I think I can certainly see it going higher, but we shall see. Little 9 carat gold chain there, that sold just on the scrap price, I think it was. And then we got onto some of the better coins. Now, some of the better coins here, there were some nice pieces. So, these 2023 King Giles III Coronation 1 ounce silver bullion coins, and there was some silver sovereigns and things, and more of the silver bullion coins. There's quite a few of those. The 2019 Remembrance Day proof set. There were bids for these. I'm not going to say the bids were massive because they weren't. I thought in terms of coins, some of these were quite cheap. We did spot this one there. Is that the one there? One of these coins we spotted in there was a fake, so we took that out of the cabinet. 225 was the Rocking Horse Crown, the old Cartwheel penny. These, not sure if they even sold. Maybe they got £4. Lots of bids for the Maundy money sets. Look out for these, everybody. Maundy money sets. These are what used to be given away in theory to the poor by the church and things years and years ago. They're usually in sets of these interesting coins that you get in them, and if they're in good condition, they can make a few quid. I think this one made about £90 yesterday. I've known them make 150, 160 in specialist sales. So, look out for those if you do see those kicking around. But do check that all the dates are the same. They would have always been the same date if it's the proper set. Anyway, Jubilee Mint there, that was a 9 carat gold coin. That one didn't sell in the auction, but it sold straight after. That was the platinum coin. Don't know if that's sold or not. Now, and this is another one, just a little bit of advice, everybody. This is the salmon 50p here. This one there, you can see it quite clearly there. Don't get caught out with these. The salmon 50p is the rarest 50p even in front of Kew Gardens now. I think it had a mintage of about 200,000. But to my mind, the Mint were a little bit naughty. They sort of announced they was going to do it, let it out. You don't see them in circulation at all. I've certainly not seen one. We run a business. We haven't seen any through the till. My thing is, I think most people took them and put them straight into private collections or sold them on eBay or whatever they did. But on these sets here, you've got to be very, very careful. In fact, I've actually got one in my drawer, so I'm just going to point it out for you so you can see the front. If I put it in front of the camera like that. Okay, so this is that same set that you're seeing on there, well, the same kind of set. And this has got all the definitives in there from King Charles III definitives. Now, of course, the 50p is the rare one in theory. However, these on the back of the coins have what's called a privy mark. So the ones that have gone out into general circulation haven't got this privy mark. These have. That privy mark means it's not one of the rare ones. Don't get caught out with it. Don't go and, if you see one of these on a boot sale with a privy mark on the side of it and somebody's offering asking 60, 70 quid, do not buy it. Look out for the little mark. I don't know if I can show you it. I was pointing it out to people in the cabinet the other day, but you know, the last thing we want you to do is get caught out buying something that's not right. So there's the coins, and I don't know if my camera will be able to see it enough, but if you look at the back next to King Charles's head, there is just a very tiny mark. And it's the same on all of these coins in this set, and that is called the privy mark. They are not rare at all, okay? But people will get caught out. There's no doubt about it. I wouldn't mind betting several people have bought them so far and paid too much money for them, and probably not even aware. But there you go. It's just a bit of advice. Coin sets and that we're selling. Some of these old sort of premium sets were selling okay. £8 for the £1 though, not a bad investment that if you'd have bought it years ago. The Peardfort 5p coin, sterling silver, and we had another silver jubilee coin there. The Jordan medal, that one sold as well, and the longest reigning monarch, I think that made probably about its face value of about 20 quid. These were lovely sets, silver sovereign sets, 5 coin sets. They were making a few quid, but again, not massively above the silver weight. And when it came to some of these bigger sets, that sold. I bought that. Don't mind admitting that. I thought it was a nice set. And when you got to this one here, so this was the gold set. So there's 6 gold coins in there, which are 24 karat gold. But I think there's 6 of them in total. I mean, these sets are such a rip-off. The 6 coins equal about a gram of gold, if that. So nice looking set, but you know, they're just very good at making them look nice in a nice box and presented well in magnetic cases, but really not worth a whole lot of money. When it comes to the silver was struggling. We had some reserves put on that, and they didn't. A lot of this stuff didn't sell, and again, I don't get why, because people should be listening. People should be buying this stuff. But anyway, there you go. That one sold. The Nestle one, that was quite a nice piece, that one, I thought. And then we had the good sense to split some of these smaller pieces off because they sell okay. Lighter the weight, more the money, usually in Prestige Auctions. So we then got onto the back wall, started selling sort of the general items. Dartboards, of course, are always selling at the moment. And what I'm finding these days as well, if you watch a lot of these boot sailors, they're buying electricals and selling them for quite good money online. People don't seem to have cottoned onto that in the auction rooms yet, because a lot of the electricals are going quite cheap at the moment. So again, do your research, have a good look, and find the things that are going to help you make a bit of extra money, if that's what you want to do, or save you some money as well. Of course, it's not just all about making money. Saving money is a big thing as well. CDs, DVDs, and we got onto sort of around the front tables and things through the centre of the room, and stuff was just selling okay. There was nothing major, nothing great, but stuff was just selling okay. Got into the back room, started selling the pictures and things. Lambretta pictures sold, stuff like that. They was okay. One or two bids around for mirrors this week, so mirrors were selling okay. And then we got into the back room. I quite like that lot there, that one there. Look, the old kids toy box, JCB made as one of the the digger scoops, and then all the diggers inside it. Nice gift for a kid, that one. As long as you're not hung up on buying brand new, of course, all the time. New bidder in the room this week for when we get to them, for the bags of teddies. There you go, bags of teddies sold, all sold this week, which was great, and they're all off to the new homes. And then as we come down here, we got into the back room, weights and tools and things, hedge trimmers. There seem to be loads of hedge trimmers in the auction this week. I'm not quite sure why. The little cat box, I think that one made about 20 or 30 quid, something like that. That was a lot of people after that. You know, when I look down at the book and see lots of commission bids, sometimes you get lots of commission bids that are all sort of £5, £6, £8 and so on, but you know, we have to write them all in. So lots of commissions doesn't always mean lots of money. All the casters, Lisa had taken over at this point, so I'm not quite sure where she was at. And then I took back over towards the end of the tool room, so I'm just going to have to go up to there. I was selling stuff like the chicken, concrete chickens and things, and little and more hedge trimmers. As you can see, there was just hedge trimmers, man. That little small greenhouse wooden one, that had a few bids for that. I think that was 40 odd quid. That quite a surprise to me, that one. I didn't think it would do that well. Table and chairs sold okay. Why? Good quality. That's why people want to buy this stuff when it's decent quality stuff. Got onto the front table this week was about a lot of gaming. Oh, sorry, just that. The metal detector sold quite well, but it did look to be quite a good one. Gaming and stuff on the front table and stamps all selling well. Gaming stuff always sells well. I mean, and that there, the old sort of French coal fireside coal bucket, that £155. I think the last one we had did about 155, 165, something like that. So again, similar money for that one this time. Nice item. White goods were cheap this week again. Wardrobes were cheap, furniture was cheap. There was lots of bids on the book for that. I mean, I think it only made about, I want to say 40 odd quid, but there was a lot more than that left in commissions on it, or on one commission. Chairs and things, few quid here, few quid there. There was one or two nice bits. Second-hand dealers would have had a field day in here this week. The stuff was clean, it was nice, it was tidy. Nobody turned up. There you go. Piano didn't sell. There's a surprise. And this one, there was a few bids for this one, for the old sort of high up desk there, and quite a nice piece, that one as well. Thought it might have done a few quid more. And then the big carpet roll things there didn't sell at the end of the sale. Well, there you go, everybody. That's what it was this week at Prestige Auctions. I can tell you we've got a cracking week for you this week. Not loads in the bays, not loads of clearances in, but lots of privates booked in. There's vanfuls of stuff coming in this week. We're going to be putting quite a bit of jewellery and silver and stuff in this week. There may be one or two coins as well. And don't forget, very soon we've got some houses coming up for sale at Prestige Auctions, which we're looking forward to doing. One of those videos is out there on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, if you are one of the people that does watch our videos but doesn't subscribe, doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and as we make this video, we're 9 subscribers away from 3,000 subs. It would be great to get there by the end of today. Listen, everybody, thanks ever so much for watching this short video from Prestige Auctions, and I say, if you have enjoyed the content, give it a thumbs up, give it a share, and that also all important subscribe button would be great as well. Thanks ever so much for watching. We'll see you all very soon at the auction.